that felt?
Yes, the most wonderful time.
I need to feel the felt.
Oh, the most wonderful time.
This is London.
Of the week.
Happy Friday, everyone. Who's got that Friday feeling? Oh, that's me.
London calling to the faraway town. I never felt so much like.
Well, we have 6:36. I am freshly hugged. Freshly hugged, I have to say. Vanessa's looking gorgeous again. Looking once again like she's going out for the day. Or even the night. And in fact, she's going home. I am saying she's the best dressed woman ever to work in radio. Seriously. Little above the knee black number today. How about that? What a waste. Oh, all right. Yeah, no, really, what a waste. Right, the team's here. Oh, no, where's me team sheet? I got it. Right, Golden Graham is already firing up the text message machine for the final time this week. Join the Good Morning Chris Club, or at least apply by texting those words, Good Morning Chris, to 88291. Telling us them why you want to be a member. Magnificent Matt is meeting and greeting the guests. He can't wait for that. What guests we have today? Jeff Lynne, Earth, Wind and Fire, Grayson Perry and Train. Playing live for us, already here, already sound checked. Big weekend for Radio 2 in Hyde Park. I hope it's ready for us, because we're definitely ready for it. Earth, Wind and Fire, Proms in the Park with Terry, live on the radio and in the park on Saturday. Jeff Lynne and his ELO topping the bill on Sunday. Both of them are here in a moment or two on the breakfast show. Well, just under 1 hour from now. Chris can't wait to go there, says Julia. ELO's been my favourite band, soundtrack throughout my life. Mr. Blue Sky is me and my husband's song. He gave it to me on blue vinyl back in the day, Chris. Leaving Cornwall right now to come and see you in Hyde Park. Says Paul and Tina, stop it, please. Please. Got a whole radio show and one show to get through.
Everybody all around the world, gotta tell you what I just heard. There's gonna be a party all over the world.
Alright, big live music weekend on BBC Radio 2. Culminating in our festival in a day, live on Radio 2 from 1 p.m. Sunday afternoon. On the text 88291, email us chris11s@bbc.co.uk. You can also tweet us. We're having our festival in a day. What about your festival in a night? Are you going to join in at home via the radio? What about a festival in an hour?
Radio 2 Mail.
Our exclusive guide to everything going on right across Radio 2.
This week, it's me, Bobby Pryor, taking over the writing duties. In the latest issue, we're looking ahead to Radio 2 live in Hyde Park.
Hyde Park, are you ready?
Find out how your face could be in front of 50,000 people before Jeff Lynne's ELO take to the stage. And check out our beginner's guide to Blondie ahead of their performance.
Women wanted to be her and men wanted to be with her. And with her bleach blonde hair, she became an icon for the punk movement.
Now, Graham, Bobby mentioned there about getting your face up on the big screens in Hyde Park as part of our Mr. Blue Sky thing. Can people still get to do that?
Yeah, of course they can. You can be part of our warm-up for Jeff Lynne's ELO, where you can put your face on the big screens of the main stage at Hyde Park if you email a selfie, a Mr. Blue Sky selfie, your mug, plus the blue sky to chris.evans@bbc.co.uk. That would help us out.
Blondie at 7:15 and then Jeff Lynne's ELO from 7 o'clock onwards. Now, Jeff Lynne has penned 26 top 10 hits, Lynn.
Just 26.
Just the 26. ELO sold over 50 million albums. I understand it to be the case that he's playing all those 26 hits. That's not going to be a terrible night, is it?
No, you've got to be kidding.
Well, I don't have to be kidding, and I don't think I'm kidding.
26
yeah, that's what I'm
top
hearing.
10 hits.
26 top 10 hits. And I think he's playing more than that, but he's definitely playing the 26. So it's going to be good. And by the way, if he misses one or two out, you won't notice.
He's got some good stuff there.
He's doing all right. Are you joining us on Sunday?
Yes, I am.
Good girl. Do you want to come up on stage and introduce Jeff Lynne with me live? Or would you perhaps like to stay on stage and join in with some percussion behind him? Why not?
I think I should heave some of the instruments around in the
I
back.
think it's time for Moira on the Maracos. 9:30, Jeff Lynne of ELO here very soon. Also, Philip Bailey, Vadim White and Ralph Johnson from Earth, Wind and Fire joining us too, all live on The Breakfast Show after 8. On The Breakfast Show next, Jeff Lynne will be here, as will Earth, Wind and Fire, Grayson Perry, and live music from Train. But none of that until the news is over with Moira. Proms in the Park and also our festival in a day, live on Radio 2. But some of the guests coming up next. Some of the guests, I mean the two headliners. I'm talking about Earth, Wind and Fire live on this show in 5 minutes along with Jeff Lynne. Are you ready for our big guests? Because I'm not quite sure if I am. And it's my job, so that's a little worrying for me, you see.
Good morning, Britain, and welcome to another day on planet Earth.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days are ours. Happy days. These days are ours. Share them with me. Goodbye, gray sky, hello blue. There's nothing can hold me when I hold you. It feels so right, it can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all week long.
On the way, Earth, Wind and Fire, we have Grayson Perry here talking art. Live music from Train, and next, Jeff Lynne.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Grooving all week with you.
All right, the first man to arrive at the breakfast table this morning is counting down the hours until he returns to the UK festival stage with his band for the first time in 28 years. He sold more records than there are people in this country. And even more if Scotland go independent next Thursday. He's also one of the very few folk ever to have been entrusted to produce a Beatles record. He brings snap, crackle, and lashes of pop to the show and anything he touches. Please welcome Mr. Blue Sky himself, Jeff Lynne. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
Here we are.
We are.
On the precipice of greatness.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I've got to wake up first, but I'm sure you may be right of something.
Well, listen, you know, we meet 48 hours before the first ELO gig for like 100 years. Now, last time you were here in March, it's only March, seems like a minute ago. You weren't sure if that would ever happen again. Tell us what did happen in that technical brain of yours that swung the decision our way, Jeff.
Well, it was you, really. You know, you said, anybody want to hear these lot play? And they all said yes, or apparently. A lot of them said yes, so let's swing it.
It was as simple as that.
It was really, yeah.
So if we'd have done that interview 10 years ago...
yeah, it would have worked, yeah.
Gee whiz, what did we think about that? So what's happened in between now and then? Once you decided that it was a yes, tell us about the plans.
Well, it's been rehearsals. That's what you say. Posh people say. I say practice in.
Right.
For like the last month, really. Practicing in various places. Wales, even. And... all places, you know, LA, and then back here in London, practicing. It's nothing but practice. I tell you, I keep wearing my throat out a little bit, so I'm hoping I'll save a little bit for the show.
Now, you haven't been this sort of industrious for a couple of decades, so how is it different? Were there any surprises in store? Because, of course, before you were doing it all the time, and you were match fit, as they say in sporting terms. So tell me about that.
Well, the big difference is I spend my life really in the studio making records for myself and for other people, you know, producing other people. But what I've found, going onto stage and practicing, it's all standing up for like hours on end playing guitar.
Right.
And usually I'm just sitting around playing guitar, you know, or all the other instruments. But that's the main thing. And then learning how to play guitar, standing up again, because it's always been sitting down in the studio.
Yeah.
So it's very different. And singing at the same time as you play, because you don't do that either in the studio. You sing afterwards and play before. So it's quite a lot of new things that you have to
relearn.
Yeah, exactly.
My goodness me. And how are you feeling with just 2 days to go? You excited? Are you nervous? Bit of both?
Plenty of both, yes.
which is winning that particular battle, the excitement or the nerves?
Well, luckily it's so early. I'm too stunned at the moment to even think clearly about it.
And will there be any more practicing between now and Sunday?
Oh, absolutely. We've got to go to practice this afternoon. Another 4 or 5 hours of that.
Where are you practicing? You can't say.
I can't say, can I?
I'd love to come to that. That's got to be the hottest ticket in town. ELO secretly practicing around the corner somewhere.
That's right.
So, has it kept you awake at night? Have you dreamt about it?
I wouldn't say it was quite that involved, but I've thought about nothing else in the daytime. It's pretty. It's a big do for me because, I'm not sort of a guy who loves to run out there and go, "Yeah, look at me, mate." So it's going to be a little bit difficult, but I'll do my best.
Now, when Led Zeppelin played a couple of years ago, they did this one-off gig at the O2, and it was phenomenal. It was so good and so tight. I was fortunate enough to be there, and I was standing next to Paul McGuinness, U2's ex-manager, and I said, "How good is this for a one-off?" He leant over, he said, "This ain't no one-off. You don't rehearse like this for a one-off," and it was a one-off. Where do we sit with you and how Sunday goes and the future of live performing, as far as you're concerned?
I think I'm going to see how this goes, and if I love it, then maybe I'll do some more. I think probably would be the best idea.
All right, well, we'll go with that for now. Okay, we'll take that. Yes, we're happy to suck that one and see. 14 minutes past 8, Jeff Lynne live with us. To the Park on Saturday night, on Sunday our festival in a day, headlining on Sunday Jeff Lynne's ELO. So Jeff, what can the audience on the radio and in the park itself expect?
Well, I hope they expect all the songs they'd like to hear.
So I mentioned before you have 26 top 10 hits in the last 30 odd years. You'll be playing all those and more.
I don't think we can fit all those in, actually, because we've only got an hour and 15 minutes before we get...
I've overpromised on your behalf, sorry.
I know you have, yeah. Before we get chucked off with, they pull the plug on you.
Okay, yes, of course, they famously did that, didn't they with Bruce Springsteen and Paul McCartney. Well, look, it's great to have you here on the same stage the night before. How about a bit of Earth, Wind and Fire, Jeffrey? How about a bit of that? Yes.
Yeah, I love them, yeah.
Okay. And now, joining us in the studio along with Jeff Lynne, we have Earth, Wind and Fire. Come on!
Alrighty, yes.
You get a bit of percussion there, that's no problem whatsoever. And joining us from Earth, Wind and Fire, Philip Bailey. Good morning, Philip.
Good morning, Jeff. It's a pleasure to meet you, man.
And you too. I love you guys.
Ralph,
likewise.
Ralph Johnson here. Good morning, Ralph.
Well, good morning and good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Ralph.
White's here.
All right.
Love you, man.
Good morning, Jeff.
We have musical
morning,
royalty.
too,
we have groove in the blood here coursing through the studio. So, gentlemen from Earth, Wind and Fire, here you are, and here we go again. Now, first of all, I wasn't sure who we were going to get this morning because, you never know with Earth, Wind and Fire who you're going to get. So, I'm glad to have you guys here. Who out of you three has been in the band the longest?
I've been in there 1,900 years.
1,900 years? Any advance on 1,900?
I think I get them.
I've been there 1,950 years.
Okay. What about you, Vadine?
Close.
I think, Vadine, I think technically you have been there the longest, haven't you?
Yeah, maybe by a year, yes.
Okay, because your big bro formed
That's right, exactly.
in the beginning. And can you then together, imagine this is a quiz show and this is a family question, you can all answer it, you can sort of confer. Can you all between you name every single member of the band that's enjoyed the pleasure of being in Earth, Wind and Fire since it began? So you got Morris,
right.
So and you three, that's four. Who else?
Okay, Maurice, Philip, Verdine.
No, we know you're here.
Ralph.
Oh, yeah. Ralph, Philip,
Yes.
Verdine, Andrew,
Larry,
Johnny Graham, Al McKay,
the late Don Myrick and
Louis Satterfield.
A lot of people.
Michael Harris.
Would you say there have been 20 people in Earth, Wind and Fire over the years?
At least 100.
Exactly.
Okay, and as a result, You've had various sounds, but initially, I think, from a signature point of view, you've enjoyed a wall of sound. Would that be fair to say that, Vadine?
I think so. We've done that. And we have like 4 generations. We've been debating whether this is 42 or 43 years.
It's now 43 years. Philip refuses to accept the fact that it's 43. Every night we hit the stage, he says it's 42. It's 43,
and we're going from like 40 to 43, back and forth. So now we're just picking a number.
Okay, and Philip's got a nervous itch going on here now.
When he goes to 43, I start itching.
Okay, maybe we should leave it at 42 then.
I gotta leave it at 42.
Exactly.
I'll scratch my arm off, man.
It's a medical thing.
What year did you form ELO?
1972, I think, was the proper thing.
Which is 42 years.
Look out,
Phil! You need to be in
there was a 42 in there somewhere.
42.
You need to jump ship to ELO. And back to those basics, back to those beginnings, Jeff. Is it true that your dad bought your first guitar and it was a £2 guitar? It cost £2.
It was £2 one from his pal, the bookmaker, and it had an action like it was like a Shire horse. The neck on it, it was all bent and twisted, and that's how I got my style.
Okay, well, today's current rate of exchange, that's $3.20, and apparently, because I checked, and there's a lot going on in Britain at the moment affecting this rate. You still have this guitar, don't you?
I do, and it's beautiful now. I had it fixed by a guy in LA, and he made it into the most beautiful acoustic I've got.
All right, now, lots of kids listen to this show on the school run with their family. Phil, your first musical instrument, please, what was it?
Drums.
Drums. A drum or drums? Did you get a drum kit?
Drum kit. Yep.
Okay, who bought you that?
My mom.
Okay, that's very nice. How old were you at the time?
I was 13.
Okay. What about you, Ralph?
Well, my situation, now he got drums, but my Christmas consisted of a drum, a snare drum.
Really?
And I had to wait. Next year I got a bass drum. Then I finally got a tom and a cymbal. So it took me about 4 or 5 Christmases to assemble this drum set.
Okay, so you were a sort of a consequential drummer.
Yes, okay. Indeed.
And what did you find?
Fell into it piece by piece, if you will.
Okay, and what was the one aspect of the drum kit? Seeing as you sort of acquired them separately, I'm guessing due to budget. Which was the one that you embraced the most?
Well, you've got to have a snare drum because that's where the backbeat is.
You kick off with the snare.
Hey.
Okay, so if you only had your snare against Philip's snare in a snare off, Vadine, you be the independent judge here. Who would win?
Say that again now.
Okay, just one snare. You have Ralph with his snare. You have Philip with his snare. It's just the snare. Who's going to win the competition?
Say that again.
No. All right. Vadine, your first instrument, please.
It was drums. I got Maurice's leftover drum kit, but I switched to bass a month later.
Is that okay? Is that allowed?
That was allowed because it was too many drummers in the family.
Does that make everything? I was going to say
too many drummers in the family.
I thought you had a lot of horns. I didn't realise you had so many drummers.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll play some Earth, Wind and Fire, and then we're back with Earth, Wind and Fire Live and Jeff Lynne Live. We're going to be joined by Train and Grayson Perry Friday morning on The Breakfast Show here on BBC Radio 2. Earth, Wind and Fire, got to get you into my life. So, we have Phil here, or Philip from Earth, Wind and Fire. We have Ralph and Vadine. So, who's played the White House then? You played the White House?
We have several times.
Several times? Get a load of that. Jeff, you played the White House?
No.
Oh, well, never mind. There's still time.
Well, I'm from Birmingham, so you don't get to do it much from there.
No, but now you're back in the live mood. You never know what might happen.
That's true.
So what's the White House like? What's playing the White House like? What's the process like, Philip Bailey?
It's very organized. But we had a great time and very efficient.
Okay, which presidents have you played for?
For the Clinton administration and for the Obama administration.
Which did you enjoy most?
Both of them were fantastic.
Did President Clinton join in with his saxophone?
He did not join in.
Did you think he might join in with his saxophone?
I'm not sure if I. Yeah, you know what? We talked. We had said he possibly would, but he didn't. So.
Okay, Jeff. Had anybody famous on stage joining in when you didn't really want them to?
Ooh, that's a difficult one.
Well, it's going to happen on Sunday, so you better be ready.
Look out now. I wonder who that's going to be.
So what about the Phoenix Horns? Earth, Wind and Fire's Phoenix Horns, part of their wall of sound. And Jeff has a wall of sound, and I think that's what these two bands share most in common. I didn't realise it was the Phoenix Horns. I thought it was the Memphis Horns, and I thought that when Phil Collins became a big fan of yours in the 80s, he then took the Memphis Horns on tour with him. But I'm completely wrong, aren't I, Ralph?
Yes. It was the Phoenix Horns.
Am I imagining the Memphis Horns?
Well, the Memphis Horns recorded for the Stax Record Company down south.
And the Phoenix Horns, they were comprised of the late Don Myrick, the late Louis Satterfield, and Romney Michael Harris. Yeah.
Okay, and what's the difference between the Phoenix Horns and the Memphis Horns?
Location.
No, I know that.
Wait a minute. All right, thank you very much.
That's a good answer.
Right,
okay, it is a good answer, but is it similar?
But is it the right answer?
Similar number of horns.
Well, two different, coming from two different places. I think the Phoenix Horns had more of a jazz background.
Okay.
And I would say the Memphis Horns had more of a R&B background.
Okay, and geographically, are there any other sort of geographically named horn sections that we should know about? Are the Philly Horns, for example?
Oh yeah, but that was a great horn section too.
Really?
Out of Philadelphia, Gamble and Huff.
So this was a thing. You got a horn section. You were the best in your region. You just take the name of where you're from.
Horn section after your region.
The New York Horns.
The San Jose Horns.
The Seattle Horns.
The Phoenix Horns.
Right. Exactly.
Get back to the Phoenix Horns. So Jeff, your wall of sound, and talking about Earth, Wind and Fire's wall of sound, when did you sort of come across the fact that this is what you were going to do with your music? It was always going to have this signature sound to it.
It was kind of... because I always felt like I hadn't quite finished the song, so I'd always keep adding more and more bits until it started to sound more like a song. Because when you write a song... because I write all the songs, you see, so I never know when it's actually finished or not, so I just keep adding stuff until it sounds like a record.
Does somebody dare come in and say, Jeff, that really is enough. This is more than finished. This is over finished, this song now.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, it's like a triple baked souffle. It doesn't need to be triple baked.
It's true, but I don't do it anymore. I'm not too over the top.
All right, because I was going back through the different bands you've been in. The Chads. Tell us about the Chads.
The Chads was like a R&B group, actually, believe it or not. Not sort of your R&B, but English R&B group. And it was just fun, just little local gigs. I was only probably 16 in that one.
Years old. Okay, let's have a listen to the Chads. '65, the Chads, featuring a 16-year-old Jeff Lynne. How about the Night Riders? Tell us about the Night Riders.
Now, the Night Riders, I love the Night Riders because they're professional, and I actually joined them at the age of 18 and never had to go to work again, ever.
That was it, was it?
That was it.
Rock and roll. Here we go. This is the Night Riders with It's Only the Dark.
You turn me on, and then you live in here, hanging and scratching at your door, begging you for some more. You make me hot so your friends can come inside and tell me to be quiet. I'll make some noise and I hear.
Very Rolling Stones-esque, don't you think?
Well, yeah, it wasn't me singing. I never used to sing much then, but it was Roger, the drummer, singing that one.
Okay, did you get to sing when you joined The Idol?
Yes, the Night Riders turned into the Idol race, and then I became more or less the main singer of the group.
Okay.
Dave Pritchard also used to sing.
So is this your vocal on Come With Me that we're going to hear?
It is.
No, this is good. This is good. I think this is the beginning of the wall. This is the first row of bricks in the wall. Here we go.
Okay.
If ELO were brought on in a potting shed, that's the seedling, isn't it? That's the sound. Don't you think so?
I do, yeah. It's very innocent kind of stuff.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Thank you. Well, I know.
What do we think of Earth, Wind & Fire? Jeff's early stuff. Come on, how about that?
Well, that was the genesis of
There you go. It was the genesis, the very beginnings.
The genesis.
And look at Jeff now.
Okay, and he's going to be hot and totting and rocking in Hyde Park. And by the way, that's well over 43 years ago, so that would that might cause you to have a rash, Philip, to be honest.
How you doing over there, Phil? No rash?
I'm bleeding at this point.
Okay, we've got some news, then we'll have some travel. Here's Maura first. All right, thank you so much, Lynn. We have Grayson Perry on the way. Already incumbent, we have Earth, Wind & Fire and Jeff Lynne. Joined now by the band Train. Good morning, Train. Gentlemen, how are you today?
Man, this is amazing that we get to be in a room with all you guys.
This is illustrious, isn't it? Illustrious company you're keeping here. Now, are you happy for Earth, Wind & Fire to join in on any of your songs?
Please, you make everything so much better than it will be.
Than it would have been.
Oh yeah, then it would have been.
Okay, you have 3 drummers here. They could all tap away. How about that? A wall of drums. Would you be happy if Jeff Lynne just wandered through to the control room and started to balance your music up here?
Yeah, I'd be happy if he just stood next to me and smacked me in my head. I don't whatever it is, it'd be fine.
Well, it's great to have you here. Grayson Perry's going to come along very soon indeed. And to fanfare him in, if you like, what are you going to play for us first?
Hey Soul Sister.
Hey Soul Sister, Train. Here we go. Yeah, come on! We're very happy with that. Very happy with that. What do you think now? What are you feeling right now?
Well, I messed up a lyric in there. I said, like Madonna, you're a virgin, instead of like a virgin, you're Madonna. And because I had my eyes closed and I was just thinking about these people staring at me, and then I opened my eyes and it was actually happening.
Well done. You went down very well. Yes, we approve, don't we? Earth, Wind & Fire, Jeff Lynne, and Train with us. Joining us now, we have our next guest, a sensational ceramicist, that's what he said this time in the morning, whose daring designs and fabulous frocks have brightened up the British art scene over the past 30 years. In his new book, Playing to the Gallery, he tackles those questions we're all too embarrassed to ask, to explain the good, the bad, and the ugly of the art world. It's Turner Prize-winning punk potter, Grayson Perry. Good morning, Grayson. Brilliant. So what is art? Jeff, what do you think? Jeff Lynne, what do you think? What is art?
I think it's what he says.
Because he's thought about it for a lot longer than we have. But how do you consider yourself? How do you consider music up against pictures and words?
Well, it depends on the type of music. I consider my music sort of more of a craft than art.
No, but that's because you're very humble, though, isn't it? I would say.
I don't know.
And you,
maybe.
I think you subscribe to the fact it's about the thousands of hours you put in the graft. You know, craft. It's not dissimilar, is it?
Yeah, lots and lots of work and practice and trying to get it better all the time.
You have a go, and I'm sure Jeff does the same thing in the studio. That sounds right. You spill some coffee. Oh, hang on, that's sounding good. You know?
But it's funny because
right.
we had Adrian Newey in here. I want to go back to The Move now, to Jeff Lynne in The Move. This is a brilliant song. It's called California Man. It's from 1972, and during this song, somebody says, "Go on, Jeffrey, over to you."
That's right.
To a party, meet me on after school. Well, we go to a place where the job is really cool.
Oh, come on! It's all helping you get in the mood, Jeff.
Is it getting in the mood?
Is it helping you get in the mood?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
I can't wait.
Okay, Jeff Lynne, starring in our festival in a day in Hyde Park on Sunday. It kicks off on the radio and in the park live. I've been hugely missing. I was now going to ask you to give Jeff some advice.
The research department is fired.
Okay, Nick, did they play? No, they've never played.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay, well, Jeff, I was going to ask them for some advice on your behalf, but that's not going to be forthcoming. So good luck.
Well, thank you very much. Oh, dear.
All right.
It'll be great.
Are you genuinely nervous about this morning?
No, man.
You're excited?
But usually, we don't play in front of you guys, and I don't ever think I want to do it again. Like, not that I don't want to hang out with you guys. I just want you guys to sing next time. And this is nerve-wracking.
Well, that could be done. I mean, you could ask them to swap places with you before the end of the show. I mean, Jeff needs all the practice he can get.
Right.
Apparently.
I don't think he needs practicing.
What's going on Sunday? Jeff Lynne and ELO performing live with the BBC Concert Orchestra for Radio 2 in Hyde Park on Sunday. We may have mentioned that over the last few weeks. Jeff Lynne, do you like a bit of tweaking?
I love tweaking. That's all I do.
It's very close to twerking, isn't it?
A little bit like it, but yes, it's one of the best things you can do, actually.
All right. We're running out of time in this half hour. What do you want to do next, Paul? Back with Earth, Wind and Fire, Grayson Perry and Jeff Lynne, and live music from Train after the brand new single now from U2. Jeff Lynne, what do you think?
I thought it was good. I thought there was a lot of compression on it. That could be you as well, though.
Not me, it wouldn't be me. It might be the
Not
guys in there. I have no idea what I'm doing, to be honest.
But no, it just sounded really big because it was coming through a lot of gear.
Too big or okay?
Good, but like a lot of layers and big EQs and fuzz.
So they draft you in. The U2 draft you in. That's how the track sounds in the control room. What are you going to do to it? You got half an hour.
Well, they always sell millions anyway, so just leave it alone. Probably.
Leave it alone. Okay. But you still charge them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My opinion is it's perfect. Thank you very much. Good night. Cheers. Yes. All right. Questions from guest to guest. Okay. First of all, Earth, Wind and Fire, collectively or individually, your question or questions to Jeff Lynne. Who wants to go?
To Jeff Lynne. Jeff Lynne. I've been waiting. What was your inspiration for the song "Turn to Stone"?
Basically, you won't believe this. That's why I say it can be a craft. It was just I had the whole backing track finished with all the orchestra on it, all the strings. I'd done all the instruments. Everybody had played all the bits, and I still hadn't got any words. And that's the inspiration was trying to get some words for it, basically. And that's how it came about. Most of my songs start like that. They just start as backing tracks. And I work backwards from most people's point of view.
So you start with the music?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. What about Earth, Wind and Fire? What do you guys start with?
Rhythm, right? Rhythm track. Drums, bass, guitars. It's always the basic rhythm track.
So musicians first.
But I know what I want to ask Jeff.
Go ahead.
Okay. We're playing Hyde Park tomorrow with the London Philharmonic. We also have the Ultimate Collection by Earth, Wind and Fire out. Do you still get nervous when you do records or do a big gig?
Well, I haven't done a big gig for about 28 years, I think it is. I'm not really, I can't remember actually what happens to me when I start playing, but I don't get nervous recording, no, because that's where my comfort zone is in the studio.
Okay.
Back to that first ever Bang & Olufsen reel-to-reel tape recorder.
That's right. Good old B&O. I've still got it.
A B&O 2000 or something?
Yep, B.O. Chord 2000 Deluxe.
Okay, you still have that as well?
I do, yeah.
Do you have everything you've ever owned, Jeff?
Yeah.
Still? You got your first guitar, and you said that tape recorder, that reel-to-reel tape recorder, taught you how to produce because it was all about layering on one track after another.
Yeah, because you could bounce from the left channel to the right, adding an instrument as you go, and then bounce back from the right to the left, adding another instrument. You can go up to about... I used to do like 20 bounces sometimes, and it was mostly hiss at the end, but I'd be going, I could all them harmonies.
All right, your question to Grayson Perry, please, Jeff Lynne.
Did you ever make a model of yourself, like a pottery one, when you're in drag, maybe?
Yeah, it's like laminated.
Fire, Jeff Lynne, Grayson Perry, not to mention the good folks.
Okay, Train at the back there. All right, thank you so much. Thank you all for being here this morning. And by the way, Jeff, I can assure you at Hyde Park on Sunday, you'll have more microphones than this, all right? Because we're doing a lot of sharing this morning here. Thanks for being here. Jeff Lynne, he is live with ELO. Jeff Lynne's ELO on Sunday from 7 o'clock in the park, that is Hyde Park, and on the radio. And if it goes well and he likes it and he suspects that you still like him and what he does, this could be the beginning of much, much more live music as far as Jeff's concerned. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Round of applause for Jeff Lynne that's been with us this morning. Thank you also to Earth, Wind and Fire. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for being here. There you go, Train.